example of some of the workshops we're going to talk about, discuss as a group um, about all of us is a brand. We are a brand that we need to market. We're pretty much all marketers because of the social media and online reviews. We're basically all marketers. We go to market every day and we market ourselves as an entrepreneur, as a nurse, as a teacher, as a student, as a coach, as a consultant. So let's say when you're considering going to a restaurant or movies, what do you do before you go? You check the review, right? So you don't waste your time. And if you're uh, like into Twitter or Instagram, there's a good chance that you are following certain people. So would you like to be followed more? So you try to post nice things, so you market yourself in that way. You pick the right brand of pictures that will suit your personality. So in the past century, I mean decades, uh, social media has a great influence in sales and getting a job. I mean, if you have a good profile in LinkedIn based on your experience, everything that you post. Let me link it quick. So, and 78%, according to study on the book We're All Marketers, is 78% of the sales are influenced by media. I mean, on the family, everything. It's influenced by social media, 78%, and it's growing. So, in order to be an effective entrepreneur or marketing manager like myself, is we need to recognize that it's people, not the platform, that's influencing buyers or your job promotion today. And you can benefit through the word of mouth. If you, let's say, tweet something that stays with you forever, and that could be related, that could be talked about in your next job promotion or interview. So we are all marketers, and what people no longer respond to are the mass marketing tactics. So, for example, I used to do this, just post on group, like spam them, and that's actually bad uh, marketing technique, because that's spamming, like distributing flyers back in the old days. It's the same thing. It doesn't work. And the best way to get noticed is really appeal directly to consumers or to your connections interest. So here I am posting blog on dogs videos, on beach and promotional products. Of course, people that will attract and watch these videos or postings are those who like those interests. So in your next way of marketing things, make this work for your business. By When you market something online, you must understand your brand and your niche. Okay, my niche, or my niche, as the Filipinos call it, niche, is doing these videos, as well as being an immigrant, uh, culturally um, culturally diverse. So I try to tap into that niche into my business in promotional and consulting. So every successful brand is more than just a logo or a name. It's also a personality and spirit. You don't have to change your personality. A lot of people gets irritated at my personality, but half of them also likes my personality. So you cannot please everyone. Don't try to change yourself. Sets It sets you apart from your competitors. Don't try to copy exactly what other people or other business do. One example, Winky, come here. One example that was talked about in the book For All Marketers was the Dollar Shave Company. You know, they're selling $2 Dollar Shave. It's not really a dollar because I subscribed for that. And even myself ended up using Shave Dollar Tree. I subscribed to that and I pay like $3 a month. Even though I have other razors and I can buy it cheaper on the exchange. But their branding was excellent. Uh, One of their tagging, excuse me for this, but this is their tag. Our blades are fucking great. That was their tagline. So, can you imagine if, let's say, Walmart does that tag? It's not their brand, but this Dollar Shave, that's their brand. So they stick with it. Half people probably got turned off, but then they became $1 million industry and they have like 12,000 orders in the next day. They brought up that brand or that tagline. So unlike the previous way to market 10 years ago, digital marketing doesn't try to appeal to everyone. It's appealing on certain type of group. So you cannot please everyone. So don't try to please everyone. This means knowing precisely who your target audience is and then telling them what your brand is and the value that you provide. So in our case, our promotional products are targeted towards government agency, school, um, but then I also do all these blogs which actually may not appeal to them. So that appeals to our service of consulting to small business, for people who are transitioning, for those who are trying to build their own business, to military veterans. So come on, think it. Another example, good example, was Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A have this chicken, you know, I'm not really sure if they have the best chicken sandwich. I've tried other good ones, but they have this great marketing technique. Uh, they have this signs with a cow. I think they're targeting burger joints like McDonald's, and it tells you eat more chicken. And of course, they have this friendly atmosphere, and that's their brand. It's not because they have the best chicken or the cheapest sandwich. They're not the cheapest, but people flock and became one of the best competitor against McDonald's or Burger King. So major influences purchasing decisions is the cultural relevance. So these are all culture. Culture doesn't necessarily mean it's race or religion. These are culture, and we do cultural workshop. Starting this fall, we'll post the schedule at Town Center. So going back to this new way of marketing, thanks to the internet and social media, you can now create games to target your audience. Even though they're not into games, they ended up playing games and they ended up probably buying, like Nike did, created an app that's not related to shoes, but they created a game for free, and that created their brand consistently. Um, so those are just the things that you should ask yourself. Who is my target audience? Where do they congregate? Where do I sponsor this event? So this will always make you relevant, your brand relevant, and are great ways to establish a community uniter, which Fusion Meet tries to do in the past 3 years. But hopefully, this is another blog about being patient with your brand. If you believe on it, it will not automatically take off. It will take some while. So don't pretend to be something that you're not, and don't claim that your product or service is the best if it can't deliver. So honesty, transparency, authenticity are all inexpensive ways to gain that competitive advantage, as well as being authentic. Your message should be focused on the desired outcome of the customer. So ask yourself, how you want your people to feel when they use it, when they use your service. Consider the example of, let's say, joining a gym. Um, my wife and I went to One Life, subscribe, because they have certain uh, uh, atmosphere plus aerobics, like dance. They have this uniqueness in there. And of course, there's Planet Fitness, who is cheaper, but they don't have this program. So people tend to go there too. So, but they're both successful because they are focused on their niche, and they do a lot of storytelling on their social media. Real, authentic story. Come on, Blinky, say goodbye. So until next time, don't forget. Today is Toastmasters Day. Wednesday, it's not gonna be at Envos Creation building, but it's gonna be at the next building. Um, I forgot, but it was in Morgan Stanley building, 11th floor, by where the fountain is in town center. So until next time, have a great run.